a little bit earlier today, I was doing this copy review with a copywriter, and I said something to her that I was just like, hold the phone. I have to write this down, because it was just such a good piece of advice, such a clear and powerful recommendation about doing better marketing, creating more sales and profits in your business, that applies so broadly that I wanted to make sure that I captured it and that I could share it with you. So I'm going to share with you what I said during that copy review and its lessons in today's episode. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. Okay, so as usual, today's episode is sponsored by me, and as opposed to most days where I just link you through to some kind of training from my BTMS Insiders training library, today I'm going to make sure to include a link in the description that you can check out to my copy review service, because this recommendation came up inside a copy review. And a copy review is a really unique experience because you actually get direct feedback on your marketing, on your copy, on your funnels, on your video sales letters, on your landing pages, on your emails, whatever it is. You're getting direct feedback on your copy based on where you're at and what's being implemented now, which has a couple different and distinct benefits. Number one is you actually have an opportunity to have instant improvement of your copy, meaning that this copy that you write, by having me provide recommendations for how to make it work better, you can improve the quality of that copy right away. But the second major benefit is that there are so many little lessons that always come up in these copy reviews and that only seem to come out of these copy reviews that will make you a better copywriter and marketer for life. So the copy reviews are not cheap, but they're absolutely worth it because number one, they can improve your results immediately. And number two, they can make you a better copywriter for the rest of your life. They can make you a better marketer for the rest of your life. And so they are absolutely worth the investment. So check the link in the description of my copy review service. Here's what I said during my copy review, this thing that I thought that it was worth just like stopping everything to write down. Just because something is the current control doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. Just because something is the current control doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. So this is all based on the approach to direct marketing, direct response marketing that has its origins with Claude Hopkins' scientific advertising 100 years ago that said, hey, by the way, you can actually approach advertising from a scientific perspective. You can test things and you can test things against each other. And if this works better than that, then you should use the one that works better and use that as your base case. And then you test for something else and test for something else and test for something else. And by the way, if you want a free copy of the audiobook of scientific advertising and the PDF, just go to freescientificadvertising.com. I'll include a link to that in the description as well. Yeah, it's a very powerful book, one of the best books on internet marketing, and it was written 100 years ago. So what is this control? Well, it's a term that comes out of statistics and out of the scientific method. It's the control condition against which you are testing. In the case of advertising, it's, hey, let's say this is our landing page, or as it came up in this particular conversation, this is how we structure our emails that we're doing to rented lists or to doing sends to other people's lists. It's like the control condition, the condition against which everything else is being tested, the condition that is the current best performer. So just because something is the current control, what that actually means is it's the best thing you've tried so far. It doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. So what does it mean to beat the control? It means that you actually try something that works better than the control condition. And so in order to find something that works better than your control, you have to try different things. You have to test different approaches. And so, for example, when top A-list copywriters get hired, oftentimes what's happening is there is a current control sales letter, funnel, whatever it is for a particular offer for a particular product or service. And this person is being hired to write something new, to create something new that is going to generate better results than the thing that's being used currently, right? And so that's what top copywriters are often hired for, is a beat the control, meaning they're trying to create something that generates better response than what's being used currently. And it's a very hard thing to do with a sophisticated marketer, to create something that works better. That said, a lot of times we just kind of get in a groove of how we do things, and we assume that that's the best way to do things because we've always done it that way. But sometimes something comes out of left field and completely just decimates the control. It beats the control, right? And specifically in the context of this, like, I'm not going to go into details on who this person is or whatever, but their control format that they have for email copy for this business is a longer email. So it's, a few paragraphs of setup, and there was a link and a few more paragraphs. And it actually went into all these details on the offer, etc. Like, it actually basically tried to have somebody sold on making the purchase before they got to the landing page. And my suggestion was to write the email in a completely different way. The purpose of email marketing, especially going to a cold list that doesn't know you at all, where you're doing like a list rental situation or a paid send situation, the purpose of email marketing is to get the click. And so my suggestion was really short, tight, curiosity-provoking email copy that was just designed to get someone to click through so that they could figure out more on the landing page. And it was very different. It's very different than what that marketer is currently doing. And so my comment, just because something is the current control doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. My comment was specific to that. It was saying that, hey, like, they may have had a lot of success with this, and that's great. And there may be a huge opportunity here to have a completely different approach to email marketing that would get them more clicks and more landing page views and more sales, right? I may be wrong. I may be completely off, but you have to be willing to try these different things. And so actually, I give credit to the copywriter because she recommended this first, but like, together we came up with the suggestion to send the client multiple emails that matched their current control formatting, right? These longer emails, etc. But also to send them a couple that were very different, that matched the short, tight, curiosity-provoking email copy it oftentimes doesn't even mention the product in the email itself. It just tries to sell the click through to the landing page. It tries to get qualified prospects. So there are some things that you want to do in that. You want to convey the right benefit so that when somebody's clicking, they're clicking to get the benefit of the product, but also they perceive the click as they're going to get the benefit from going to the landing page, etc. Right? But this isn't a tutorial on email copy. This is a tutorial on breaking rules. And the rule that we're breaking here is, hey, the best emails are these longer ones that are more involved versus maybe it's going to work to write a very short email that's very curiosity provoking and just designed to get the click. And so how does this lead to more profit if you break the rules? In this particular case, these emails, let's say you rent to a list, you do a send to 10,000 email addresses, right? If you go from a 1% click-through rate, which would be 100, if I'm doing the math right, which would be 100 clicks, to a 2% click-through rate, it would be 200. And let's say that the conversion rate stays the same. Let's say, okay, 100 clicks would normally turn into 20 sales. Well, 200 clicks turns into 40 sales. Let's say the conversion rate drops a little bit. It's 75% because it's just curiosity provoking. Well, if you have, man, I'm forgetting the numbers that I threw out, but 100 clicks turn into 20 sales, 200 clicks turn into 40, but maybe at 75% of the conversion rate of the people who are basically already sold from the longer email, we actually get 30 sales out of the 200 clicks. Either way, like, even with a reduced conversion rate, by getting additional clicks from the email, there is an opportunity to sell more. And of course, you want to do the math and you want to follow the math all the way through the process. And you want to make sure that just because you're getting more clicks, it doesn't mean the email is working better. But the whole point is we're going to try something drastically different from their control condition. And we're going to say, does this perform better or does this perform worse? And so often in business, like, when you ask someone, oh, why do you do this way? It's, well, it's because we've always done it this way and this way has seemed to work. Okay, yeah, this way has worked, but that does not mean it works best. You have to be willing to try something different. And for this, I don't even think I have not bought the book, but Dan Kennedy has this great title of a book, How to Succeed in Business by Breaking All the Rules. And it was one of his first books. And it's the whole premise, and I've learned enough from Dan Kennedy over the years that it's, I've internalized a lot of the lessons that I think are there. The whole premise is you have to be willing to do something different if you want to get different results. And so if you are, let's say you were entering into the same market, or in the case of this copywriter, you're working with this client, right? Start by following the rules. The rules are probably that way because they work. Start by saying, okay, this is the landing page that you're using. Let's, try to follow a fairly similar layout, fairly similar structure. It probably works pretty well. The thing is, when you just copy, doing that same thing often gets you roughly the same results. Doing what the average person would do in that market is going to get you average results. When you do different things, and this is true of all testing scenarios. So swinging for the fences, testing scenarios. You're going to get different results. Doing different things gets different results. And so if you basically copy everything that they're doing right now, you're going to get the same results. If you do something drastically different, you're going to get different results. Sometimes this is the nature of scientific testing, right? Sometimes the results are going to be worse. And sometimes they can be dramatically worse if you're doing something dramatically different. But sometimes they're going to be better. And sometimes they're going to be dramatically better, exceptionally better. They're going to fall in the exception of the bell curve of average in that market, in that situation. And what you want to do through repeated controlled testing against your control, right? Repeated conservative testing where you're testing a small volume, a small percentage of traffic, etc. You want to test something different. Test something drastically different. Test something exceptionally different, and you are going to get sometimes exceptionally bad results and sometimes exceptionally good results. And when you get those exceptionally good results, that becomes your new control. You test your way into exceptional by doing different things, by breaking the rules. And then you have the opportunity to create exceptionally good results. And so in the case of this copywriter, right? Assuming their landing page works about the same across the board, works the same as the previous, whatever, if they suddenly have this new email structure that gets exceptionally more clicks because it is short, it's curiosity provoking, you really, once you're engaged with the email, you have to click through to the landing page to get the full story, to close any open loops that are created in the email. Then suddenly you're in this situation where there's a bunch more clicks going to a landing page that performs about the same. And you can get exceptionally more profits from doing that. And so that was the takeaway at the end of that particular copy review, is with all the other recommendations that I made and all of that, one of the biggest opportunities that I saw for them was to test a different approach to email copywriting, just a different principles for what those emails needed to look like and what they needed to do, that they needed to sell the click instead of selling the product. And if it works, they could be a hero. They could be a huge hero for this client and make the client a lot more money. And so if you want to get more information from me about my copy review service, check the link in the description. And who knows, like, your advice is likely to be different than this, right? But you're going to get something unique about your copy that is an opportunity for you to perhaps enjoy exceptional profits, exceptional success. Also, I'll include that link to freescientificadvertising.com. I am Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Every day, with every episode, I'm here trying to help you increase your marketing genius. And hey, geniuses do things different. Geniuses think different. Geniuses are willing to try things that are exceptionally different, knowing that sometimes the failures are going to be exceptional, but also the successes will be exceptional. So go out there, break some rules strategically, thoughtfully, intentionally, but go out there and break some rules and enjoy the increased profits that it can give you. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.